We're still tracking the Bedrock fire, which is burning about 30 miles east of Eugene. It's now close to 4,500 acres in size. NBC 16's Zach Bruhl joins us live after getting a closer look at the scene. Zach?
That's right. I'm here at Long Fall Creek. We've got about as close as we can get to that Bedrock fire. You guys mentioned it, about 30 miles east of Eugene at 4,400 acres at this morning's reporting. That's about a 1,200 acre jump from last night. Now, the thing about this fire here is you can bring a map up now. It is in a pretty isolated location. You can draw a little bit of a triangle from north Mackenzie Highway and Mackenzie there down to the southwest to Lowell, southeast to Oak Ridge. And it's out there in the middle, kind of in the wilderness, where that isolation has led to a lack of evacuations at this point, but crews on the ground do want folks that are anywhere within the vicinity to be aware of the fire, know that weather can shift this thing rather quickly, and pay attention to fire updates and evacuation notices. Head to our Bedrock fire story from yesterday. You'll find a link there that gives you the Lane County alert system. You can sign up with your address and phone number there to get cell phone notifications for any evacuation or emergency notices that impact your address. Now, currently, the biggest challenge that's facing this fire is terrain. Crews on the ground are battling some very steep, dangerous terrain at this moment. I talked to an incident manager today about that terrain. Here's what he had to say.
The terrain is steep, rocky, craggy slopes that are high in percentage slope, and it's difficult to get firefighters in there. The safety of the firefighters are a priority, as well as the priority of the public safety.
For those that live in the areas near here, we spent some time out in Lowell talking to some residents about what they feel when they see the smoke and know that there's a fire nearby. And with the specifics of this fire, it brings back some memories to last year. The Cedar Creek fire started in similar terrain, really isolated fire, but in steep, dangerous terrain that was hard for firefighters to access. So hearing that for some of those residents, it does draw back to those folks that lived in Oak Ridge during that fire. I talked with one resident who had this to say.
I got friends who live in Oak Ridge, and to see how they had to just evacuate on a whim's notice and everything, and I'd say it is frightening for sure. And it's something that the community of Oregon has just kind of learned to deal with, I guess.
Couple things to keep in mind. First, if you head to the story that we have from the Bedrock fire on our website, there's a link in there that goes to the Lane County alert system. That's a system where you can sign up with your address and cell phone number. If any evacuations or any emergencies come to impact your address, you'll get a text alert about whatever you need to know, whether that's evacuations or to clear out the area, whatever that may be. Also, the weather has been cooperative so far today. They say low temperatures, some precipitation overnight, lower winds have meant that this firefight has been rather easy to manage at this point. They say it's a pretty standard forest fire management situation going on right now. But of course, the thing to pay attention to is that weather. If winds pick up, if things get hotter back into those 90s and 100-degree days, things can change rather quickly and rather drastically at a fire like this. But for now, things are pretty standard. It's all we've got here from the Bedrock fire today. We'll kick it back to you guys in the studio.